hey, you were over the line.
Mm.
Do you understand the difference? Like, there's a huge difference actually being able to have that kind of clear boundaries and okay, let's give you a second chance.
So you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love for life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi everyone, and welcome to MattGron's Scaling Up Journey, and this is when entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. And yes, my name is Mattias, and I'm MattGron, and on the other side, in a very colorful outfit today,
Yeah.
we have Svea, the one and only from Germany, and she, as you already might know, she is in an office somewhere northbound from Stockholm.
Yes,
Where are you, Svea?
I'm like 9 hours north from Stockholm in Önnesmark. It's close to Skellefteå. And yeah, so my boyfriend's dad, he's a hunter and a hockey player. So yeah, that's the background for today. And I thought it was not busy enough, so I put on my dress with a lot of flowers, you know. Okay.
Yeah. That's your dress is far better than the ugly jersey you have in the background.
Yeah, we can
just
censor this.
Yes, blur it out.
Okay, so Monday, like we introduced last week, we're thinking about some changes. You know how Mattias and I are always developing this format here, and if you ever have any input, leave it in the comments, reach out to us however you want. But for now, we thought about a new concept for Mondays. So to make Mondays a bit more, I would say, more personal and get to know Mattias' viewpoints of some things a bit better. Maybe also mine. This will be a conversation. So for this Monday, I've prepared some questions I always wanted to know. Mattias, what do you think about them?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so today, bear with us. It's our first episode of the new Monday. So I think next time we're going to have a better structure. But now we're just playing around, trying it out. Okay. So I have 4 questions for you. And if you're ready, then I'm just going to go ahead and ask you that.
Yes, let's go ahead.
All right. So let me have my notes here. Okay, so the first question that I'm actually very excited about is, why do people hesitate to realize their dreams? And you had some kind of introduction to it some episodes ago where you said sometimes you have conversation with friends, and when you talk about dreams, you hear these things a lot like, oh, I wish I had, or did I only do this business idea 2 years ago and stuff. And so what do you think, what stops these people from actually turning their dreams into reality?
I think what comes out is, of course, excuses, but what stopped me for a long time was I was scared.
Of what?
I mean, you pay attention to other people's opinions, and you compare yourself with others. So when I did that, it only paralyzed me, and the only thing I was stuck with was my own excuses and no action, basically. So I think, please, you must accept yourself. So that is a note for myself, and something I needed to learn, probably.
I personally also think it is a sometimes also for a lot of people financial factor. So for me, for example, like before I really said, okay, I'm gonna fall into like being a freelancer, I always had like some secure jobs on the side, and you know, just in case, but I could never give 100% on the things I actually wanted to do. And that for me personally was one of the things, like, oh, you know, you just want to have security in your finances, and of course that's understandable, but I think sometimes you have to take a risk and do it, and the worst thing that can happen is you're out of money and then you go back to your 9-to-5 job, but at least you tried it. For me personally, at least, that was my thing that held me back the most, probably.
Yeah, I mean, but it's not the finances that hold you back, because that's an excuse. You can't like, you can't say I want to do that, but I can't because it's a financial issue. I mean, when I started I Go Moon, a lot of people told me, yeah, it's so easy for you because, and then they started to tell me about how my life looked back then. Like I didn't have any kids, I didn't have a house, and so everyone was telling me things I actually kind of made a decision not to do. Like I was not buying a bigger house. I was selling my apartment. I was sacrificing a lot, sleeping between a wine cellar and a garbage room to be able to start my company. But people don't see that.
Yeah.
So again, I think it's, if you want to pursue something, you must be able to understand the difference between what is my excuses and what am I afraid for.
Yeah. But then there is basically nothing actually holding you back. I guess everything, like you said, that holds you back is just an excuse. Yeah. There's no one actually most likely dragging you back and say you can't do this. So, all right. I would say...
Yeah. And then we can always talk about I mean circumstances and but I mean in one way I can only talk about what stopped me. So and then everyone else need to kind of do their own homework on that topic. So.
All right. I would say let's move on to the next question. And that is both privately and business related, I would say. Do you believe in giving people second chances? And if so, why? Or why not?
Yes, I do. If I can smell some self-awareness and lesson learned attitude.
Yeah. Okay, that was quick. Yeah, I agree. I also think everyone deserves a second chance, but then a third or a fourth might be too much. I'm a person who usually gives too many chances, and it's usually never been going well for me. I think second chance something everyone deserves. If, like you said, you see someone wants to make a change and sees what they did wrong. Absolutely. Okay, next one. That's also interesting. Who or what inspires you?
I was thinking about another thing on the other question, though.
Okay.
I mean, I think because I understand what you say, like you're giving someone too many chances. But I can really relate to that. Like if I go back in hindsight in my life, I also I gave people too many chances, but I can also see I didn't have I couldn't see myself worthy something better, and yeah, and I think you need to understand that I needed to understand. I needed to get more self awareness and also self confidence to be able to kind of discern the difference in other people's behavior and attitudes. Yeah,
that's true. And I think you also need some self-confidence, self-awareness to actually be able to not give someone another chance. I think it's easier if you're insecure to say, yeah, okay, we can try it again. Exactly. But actually stand up and say no to someone, that takes a lot of courage, and it's not easy to do. But sometimes you need to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for elaborating that. That was what I tried to say.
Yeah.
So it's I mean, if you don't have clear boundaries, like this is me, this is you, then you can't actually practice the second chance thing.
Yeah.
Because giving someone a second chance is actually kind of an agreement, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't give you a second chance if I haven't been communicating that, hey, you were over the line. Do you understand the difference? And there's a huge difference actually being able to have that kind of clear boundaries and okay, let's give you a second chance here.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. Third one.
Yes.
So who or what inspires you?
I think I don't have an idol or like someone inspiring me. I think I actually need to take care of that myself. Yes. So kind of short answer.
Yeah. But do you do something to find inspiration, or I don't know? Where do you find it? I think you can find inspiration in a lot of things. It don't necessarily have to be a role model or another person. I think could be a lot of things. Or maybe just a thing you read in a book. Sometimes for me it's actually just a small thing and then it clicks and it does something to me. Actually, sometimes also things you say, I can really relate to things, or even if you're talking about like Aigo Moon or something and I don't directly work there, I'm involved there at the working place, but I can still really relate to a lot of things. And also things that you do, like your values and everything, made me also think about what are my personal values. I never thought about that. But I think inspiration comes from everywhere. And like, for example, for me, it also comes from our conversations here. But it could also be a book I read. And if it's just one line, but I think if there's one line that does something to you, that's already worth it.
Yeah, I like what you said. I think it's also like a personal thing, or I'm a little bit of an introvert. I get the energy of actually, being for myself, reading a book, go for a walk. Like if I invest time in that, I'm kind of a self-motivating being.
Yeah.
So that's very important for me, because if I don't taking care of myself and know where I start, it's actually, if we go back to the first question when you asked about what stops people, if you pay attention to other people too much when you are trying to pursue your own journey, you kind of end up comparing yourself with others, and in that way I didn't accept myself. I didn't start explore my own strength and my own weaknesses. So that stopped me, and because back then, if I go back then, I was much more like out there, like, oh, that person is so inspiring, and that person is so inspiring, and you can actually today, end up just in scrolling your Instagram account or something, trying to fill yourself up with inspiration, but nothing will happen. You will still be there with your excuses. I think it's actually the really important thing with that question you ask, I think, is to understand yourself. Yeah.
Good answer.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
But it's my answer.
I already learned that next time when we do this episode, I give you more time before I ask the new question, because every time when I want to ask the next one, I have something to add. Okay, so, but then the last one for today is, that's a long one, I have to read it out. So, do you think happiness is a state of mind, Or do you think we need to act in order to achieve happiness? Or can you just be happy by deciding, I'm not going to let anything bring me down? Or do we actually need to work for being happy?
It's a state of mind, but I must make a decision to nurture it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, for me, it's super easy to obsessing about the bad things, you know.
So does that happen to you, that sometimes you just focus on the bad things?
Yeah, I'm very hard on myself. So for me, I really need to make a decision to focus on good things and remember the good things I'm doing. So yeah, it's a decision. And in that way, I think it's a state of mind, because depending on the decision, I could nurture bad stuff, or I could nurture good stuff.
True.
What do you think?
Also, even though I knew the question before, it's really hard, but I think the state of mind kind of comes when you work for it. So I think if you do things that are good for you every day, so I don't know, you work out every day, you start every morning with your favorite breakfast, and you take the time to do something for your education every day, like read your half an hour in a book or something. I think these little things add up and are an action to achieve happiness. And I think when you do these things every day, you are in the state of mind of being happy or creating the life you want to have. So I think these things kind of belong together, or a result of one another.
Yeah. So it's kind of easy then.
Yeah.
It sounds, when we are talking about it, like the natural state, we kind of born, we are born into it, is basically pure happiness. and then we grow up and we become more and more complicated. So yeah, maybe I know to myself, kind of keep that simple inner child just alive and
it's important, actually. Maybe it's a bit esoteric, but I have a friend who's practicing inner child things, and I never was aware of what is an inner child and everything. But then she explained this to me, and I thought, makes sense.
Who is that?
You know, we should have a good connection to that inner child, I think. Yeah, or whatever you want to call it. But I also think it's
you're so
So I think we should call this Monday episode Philosophy with Mattias and Svea. What do you think?
Yeah.
No, but I like it. I think it was a good start. It's a nice conversation to have. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone watching, please leave a comment. What do you think about the questions? What would you say? I'm excited to hear. And otherwise, like, subscribe, and see you in the next one.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.